Today, we see financial instruments more and more tokenized, meaning that they are no longer registered in traditional securities accounts, but stored in digital wallets.
My name is Houdbine from BearingPoint. Today I invited two colleagues, Elise Grazini, specialized in asset management and asset servicing. We will discuss how new technologies such as AI and DLT are impacting the market. I also invited Cedric Lalin, specialized in business transformation and asset management and banking. So let's jump right into it. Elise, what are the main structural challenges of traditional finance today?
Well, one of the biggest issues I see in the traditional financial system is the post-trade infrastructure, which operates in silos. To put this into perspective, let's look at cross-border transactions. They are particularly complex because different systems and intermediaries are involved at every level.
Yes, I agree. For example, imagine a Luxembourgish investor who wants to buy a German government bond. In this case, their custodian needs to be connected to another custodian that has an account with a central securities depository, CSD, like Clearstream. The issue here is twofold. First, the market is fragmented, meaning that different players, custodians, CSDs, clearing houses are often not connected seamlessly. Second, there is a significant interoperability issue. The systems and databases used by these different market participants struggle to communicate with each other efficiently. This lack of smooth communication can lead to delay in settlement and sometimes even errors, which in the end reduces the overall market performance.
Yes, exactly. And that means the process gets expensive with multiple intermediaries involved, each one adding their own layers of fees and their extra layers of complexity.
That's very interesting. According to you, Elise, which financial intermediaries could blockchain technology impact or replace in transactions?
Blockchain transactions can remove certain traditional intermediaries, such as custodian banks or clearing house, reducing fees and speeding up settlement times. But we see more institutional players act as a bridge between traditional finance, also known as TradFi, and decentralized finance, DeFi. Let's take the example of the custody of assets. Today, we see financial instruments more and more tokenized, meaning that they are no longer registered in traditional securities accounts, but stored in digital wallets. And this requires an evolution in the custody business. You can see, for instance, an asset servicer like Cassis that partner with fintech like Taurus to provide wallets and store private keys to offer digital assets to their clients. Another example is Zodiac Custody, which provides security custody crypto assets for institutional clients.
Indeed, Elise, in order to get access to crypto, you need to have the private keys and companies like Zodiac or Taurus to safeguard those private keys. Big institutional clients have significant volume and high valued assets, so they are looking for this kind of actor to secure their assets. Behind Zodiac Custody, there is a major international bank called Standard Chartered. So Zodiac Custody enables institutional investors to interact with DeFi protocols while maintaining a certain level of regulatory compliance. For instance, they use blockchain analytics tools like chain analysis or elliptic to track transactions and identify potential risk, like money laundering, fraud, or exposure to sanctioned entities. They also use cold storage, which means that storage of digital assets is done offline. This technique is used to protect digital assets from cyber attacks.
So to wrap up this question, yes, blockchain can eliminate some intermediaries, but the real evolution lies in how institutions like banks or CSD will adapt to the rise of digital assets and support institutional clients to engage with this new ecosystem.
Thank you. What types of assets are currently being tokenized and why?
Well, like with every technological revolution, the journey always begins with what is easy to implement. For example, in the Web3 space, the first area where we have seen tokenization was cash with the rise of stablecoins. Now, by converting fund shares into digital tokens on the blockchain, it becomes easier to trade them on global platforms and therefore enhance the liquidity. So it's no surprise that early adopters have focused on the most liquid asset first. And when it comes to funds, money market funds are likely to be the first to be tokenized.
Indeed, Elise, for example, look at Spico, a French fintech that tokenized fund shares and has targeted the money market. However, the move towards tokenized alternative assets is gradually picking up momentum. One interesting use case is the tokenization of real-world assets, such as paintings, buildings, and more.
Yes, the tokenization of real-world assets can be seen in two different ways. The first way involves breaking down large assets into smaller pieces, because it allows more people to participate in markets that were not easily accessible before. If you take rental property income, for example, traditionally it's difficult for retail investors to add this type of income to their portfolios, even though it's a stable and diversified source of income. This is where companies like Lofty AI comes in. Lofty AI is a well-known player in the US market, and it allows investors to buy fractional property tokens starting from $50. These tokens are blockchain-based, and holders receive daily rental income from the properties they have invested in. In Europe, actually, we see similar initiatives. For example, in Luxembourg, we have Blockome, which offers fractional real estate investment with a slightly higher entry point, starting at 1,000 euros. This model democratizes access to real estate investments and rental property income because it makes it easier for households to enter markets that are not easy to access.
And what is the second way?
The second approach is making non-tradable assets tradable. This second approach of tokenization is not about splitting an asset into smaller pieces. It's about turning assets that were never tradable into something that can be bought and sold. A great example of this is airline tickets. Traditionally, if you bought a flight and could not travel, you simply lost your ticket. But now, thanks to platforms like TravelX that is working with airlines like Flybandy, airline ticket can be turned into NFTs. For instance, if you book a flight with Flybandy, your ticket is used as an NFT. This means that if your plans change, instead of losing your ticket, you can resell it on a secondary market.
Okay. So finally, what, in your view, will be the effect of Luxembourg's pioneering approach to tokenized finance on European finance in the year ahead?
Well, Luxembourg, together with UK and Switzerland, is leading the way in tokenized finance, in particular for institutional investors, thanks to its blockchain-friendly regulation and, of course, thanks to its strong position as a global fund hub. So Luxembourg could set a standard for Europe and inspire other countries to adopt tokenization faster.
Absolutely, Elise, and its ability to make financial processes more efficient is a big deal. By showing how tokenized assets can simplify transactions and open up new investment opportunities, Luxembourg could inspire other countries to get on board. This might help bring fragmented European markets closer together, making tokenized assets a common feature and strengthening Europe's position in global finance.
It's fascinating to see how tokenization is breaking down barriers, making assets more liquid, accessible, and even tradable in ways that were not possible before.
Yes, and to stay in the spirit of promoting innovation in Europe, the ECB announced at the end of February the expansion of its initiative for settling transactions recorded in DLT, in central bank money. And this is a major milestone for Europe.
Indeed, a major milestone. The European system is planning to develop and implement a safe and efficient platform for settlements in central bank money through an interoperability link with target services. A concrete time plan should be announced soon, and the Euro system will also look into a more integrated long-term solution for settling DLT-based transactions in central bank money. This will also include international operations.
Thank you very much for these insights. Feel free to contact us if you want to start a conversation.